Welcome to Gerber's Made-to-Measure software. This short video will walk you through the basics of the Made-to-Measure functionality. Made-to-Measure is a powerful program used for automated customization of sewn goods. It works in conjunction with the AccuMark software to create customized patterns and markers. The setup takes place in both AccuMark and Made-to-Measure, and the Made-to-Measure database is stored in SQL. So what type of company can benefit from implementing the Made-to-Measure software? Any company that does any sort of customization of sewn goods. Customization can include custom fit garments, the selection of personalized style options, fabric or print options, or the custom creation of other sewn products. So let's start by talking about how the Made-to-Measure order process can be automated. Order data in the form of a simple text file can be imported into the Made-to-Measure database and be processed into a finished marker with no manual intervention. The orders can be processed as quickly as they are received, and all the processing happens behind the scenes. By the time the processing is complete, the finished markers have been automatically sent to the cutter, printer, or plotter of your choice. Let's now go back and talk about how you get your data ready for this automated process. The first step is to set up alterations on your production patterns. Alterations are pattern movements defined in a file to guide the system on how to adjust the standard patterns to fit each customer. The alterations are defined for each point of measure, which in this example is the chest, waist, hip, and length of the dress. Once the alterations have been defined, they can be tested by applying the alterations in pattern design. The next step is to set up Made-to-Measure, starting with the base measurement tables. These tables list the points of measure and measurements for each size for each garment. The measurements can be created in an Excel sheet and imported into Made-to-Measure as a CSV file, or they can be entered manually. The alterations required to adjust each point of measure are also listed in the base measurement table, along with limits for those alterations and alternative alterations for extended limits if required. The next step is to set up the garment definition forms. These forms are used to define the options and sub-options for each type of garment. For example, on our dress, we allow the customer to choose the body shape, the neckline shape, the sleeve length, and the dress length. For each of these options, we have clearly defined sub-options. The garment definition also lists the points of measure required for an order and any additional alterations that may be triggered to customize fit. Lastly, the garment definition lists each model along with its base measurement table and alteration table that can be used with the garment definition. You may have several dress models that offer the same style options and points of measure, but use a different base measurement form and alteration file. The next step in setting up Made-to-Measure is to create rules. Rules are very powerful if-then statements that can be used to perform a variety of actions. Rules can be created to choose a garment size based on the customer measurements. Rules can also be used to trigger model options required to fulfill the style choices for each order. Once all the setup has been completed, it's time to start ordering custom garments. The order form has two pages, the garment page that includes all the style choices and customer measurements, and the order information page that has many other fields that can be used for additional order information. Let me show you just how quickly orders can be created in Made-to-Measure and custom markers generated that are ready for printing or cutting. Once the order is completed, it is submitted for processing. During processing, Made-to-Measure reads the style choices and the rules created that trigger the proper patterns to be pulled for each style choice. Next, Made-to-Measure can choose the correct garment size for the order based on the customer measurements and the size selection rules that have been created. And finally, Made to Measure compares the customer measurements to the garment measurements and alters the patterns to achieve the custom fit. The altered patterns are then placed in a marker, and the marker can be automatically nested for maximum efficiency, and the cut, plot, or print data can be created. Thank you for watching this brief made-to-measure overview. We look forward to presenting you with a full feature demonstration of Gerber's suite of products that can provide a complete end-to-end solution for your company.